How's it going, guys? Shizukatz here on the Tresses Collectibles channel. Today bringing you guys a product opening for the newly released Quintessential Quintuplets set. This is a really popular set. Obviously you have the 5 titular quintuplets. Everybody gotta have a favorite quintuplet out of the 5, so go ahead and let us know down in the comments which one's your favorite, and we're gonna get onto the product opening today. So first off, let's go over the product that we're gonna be opening. We have the Quintessential Quintuplets Quintessential Set. This is a product that is new for the English edition of Quintessential Quintuplets. It basically has every card from the 5 trial decks that were in the Japanese edition. You get 4 copies of every single available card, and one of those 4 copies will come as the foil version if it has one. In addition, you will also get one of the 5 random sign cards that were available in the trial decks in Japanese. The other product that we're going to be opening today is 2 booster boxes. These are just the standard booster boxes that you guys are used to, 20 packs, but they do also come with the new RR Plus rarity for Quintessential Quintuplets, and those are going to be 2 or 1 or 2 per box, as well as the 5 RRs alongside your foils. So hopefully we're going to be able to pull something good today. And of course, we gotta take a look at this beautiful Quintessential Quintuplets case topper playmat. You do get one of these stitch edge playmats for every sealed case of product that you get. So, of the product that we're going to be opening today, we're going to be starting with the Quintessential Set. So let's get right into it. All right, let's get right into it. So the Quintessential Set does actually come with a storage box inside the packaging, so you can use the storage box for holding all your cards. So let's go ahead and take this out. It's got this beautiful art of our 5 quintuplets. Go ahead and crack this open. So we do have the little product description card, and these are the SRs that you can get, the SRs and the triple Rs that you can get in each trial deck. So we have the SRs in the first sealed pack and the triple Rs in the second one. And then if we take a look inside the box, we do have the full set of cards for each of the 5 quintuplets in their own separate box. So first we have Ichika, Nino, Miku, Yotsuba, and last but not least, Itsuki. So let's go ahead and crack these open and take a look at what's inside. So we're going to start with number 1. We have Ichika first. We'll go ahead and put the foils off to the side. We'll take a look at those in a bit. So let's go ahead and crack open the Ichika one. So I'm sure a lot of people have different plans for what they want to do with this Quintessential set. I know a lot of people are thinking of buying one Quintessential set and splitting it amongst your friends so that everybody can get their favorite character. Let us know down in the comments what you guys plan on doing with your Quintessential sets as well. If you plan on splitting them, if you plan on keeping all of them for yourself because you just love all 5 of these girls, go ahead and let us know. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Ichika one first. So we have the 4 copies of the Brainstorm. We have the Ichika with the Event Bond, and she also gives power and encore to the Vanilla. Now this is a card that I'm sure a lot of people are going to be looking out for, the Ichika Clean Cut. This is going to be a very strong card that if you want to play Quintessential Quintuplets competitively, this is a card that you're definitely going to want to look into picking up. Have the level 0 buffer. So this is one of the cards that does come foil, and so because of that, we have the foil in the pack instead of inside the contents of the box. So let's keep going. The level 1 Ichika. Level 1 Ichika Beat Stick. So one neat thing about the 5 quintuplets decks as we move on to this card is that each of them all come with a level 1 counter, and for the other 4 they're all 1-0 counters, but for Ichika, since they are marketing her deck as 8 choice, they did want to give her a counter with a soul trigger so you can pick it up off of choice. So hers is actually a 1-1 refund counter, so basically functions the same way, but that choice climax synergy with the soul trigger, very nice design choice by them. We have level 2 Ichikas, still in the yellow. We're going to be moving on to her secondary color, red, just a moment. And of course we have the level 3. I believe the card that can come SP is actually... I don't believe it's this one, but we'll find out soon, I guess. I'm actually not sure where in the product the SP actually comes, so I guess we'll find out when we get there. The level 1 surprise attack Ichika. I'm pretty sure everybody wants, which is that this was them. Have the climaxes. Moving on to the red now. We just have some more Ichika cards. And now getting on to the last cards of each box, I guess, are the promos. In the Japanese version, you were guaranteed, I believe, 2 copies of this in every trial deck. Might have been 1, I'm not 100% sure. But as part of the Quintessential set, you are guaranteed 4 copies of the promo. So these are going to be a lot easier to get, and you can go ahead and throw these into your decks as you see fit. As far as the promo effects, all of the 5 quintuplets have the exact same promo. It has the exact same effects. So if you want to play this profile, you can choose whichever one of the 5 quintuplets that you want. So let's go ahead and put this back in the box. And we'll just go ahead and leave it like that. All right, moving on now, we have the Nino box. So I'm just gonna run through these Nino cards real quick. You guys can take a look at what each of the cards looks like. The level 1 combo, this is actually one of my favorite climax arts in the set, which we'll get to soon. 2/2 Nino. This is definitely a card that you're going to want to be looking out for if you want to play standby variants, as it's a 2/2 10k with hand encore. Level 3 Nino. And of course we have the 1/1 photo of Futaro event. For those of you who have watched the show, I'm assuming for those of you who are fans, you have watched the show, but some of you might also just be the manga readers, the dedicated manga readers. And we do have some Futaro stuff, as Nino and the delinquent Futaro in his past definitely do have some featured stuff in the set. And this is definitely one of my favorite climax arts, the Dutch baby, Nino showing off her cooking skills. So definitely a neat climax art. All right, running through the blue side. And I believe this Nino is actually the one that comes SP. And so they do give you 4 copies of the card that can come SP in normal rarity. So I believe for the Ichika one, it was actually the level 0 clean cut that can come SP. Here we have the 1/0 counters, as I mentioned earlier. Each of the girls getting their own counter in the trial deck. Okay. I'm just looking through all these Nino cards, these last few. She just has these very Nino-esque looks. Just these very cold stares. Okay, we have the second climax. And of course, the Nino version of the promo. That is guaranteed for all of them. Next, moving on to Miku. So Miku as a deck, she does want to play 8 Pants climaxes. And so a lot of her blue cards are quite strong. But she is also in green. Each of the girls is in 2 colors. So you get a little bit of variance of strategy for each of the girls if you're looking for different ways to play. And then do have these are actually, this climax is actually available in every single one of the girls' trial decks, although with a different trigger. So you guys might have noticed for Nino, she had this exact same climax quintuplets lined up, except it was a different color and a different climax trigger. Although none of them do combo with anything, so you could just play empty climax if you want, but I think the real appeal of these is from a collector standpoint, you can get all 5, display them all on a single page, and probably look pretty nice. Okay, moving on to Miku's blue cards. Just like read Itsuki on the flavor text, and I was just like, Itsuki card, but no. One of my favorite scenes with Miku, the matcha soda, the level 0 drop searcher, a very, very strong card, and I really love the art on this one, as well as the same art style among all of the 5 quintuplets. I really like this this style with like the floral background, especially on the foil versions. These look really nice. Okay, the 1-0 counter for Miku, level 1 combo. We have the level 3, pretty neat off climax finisher, and I believe this is the card that can come SP for Miku's. We have the matcha soda. We have her climax for her level 1 combo. Don't look at the art for too long. And we have the PR for Miku. So next up we have the Yotsuba. Okay, so we have, starting with the yellow level 0s. This Yotsuba just lurking around the corner. Halloween episode, we got Yotsuba in her ghost outfit. I believe there are also a good number of other cards in the main set of the Halloween episode, or not the Halloween episode, but the Test of Courage episode. Okay, here we have Yotsuba's version of the quintuplets lined up climax. As you can see, yellow wind climax, as opposed to the other ones. Moving on now to her green cards. We've got a pretty good utility piece here. Lets you grab quintuplets characters out of clock. We have Yotsuba's 1-0 counter. Yotsuba's level 1 combo. This is actually quite a strong level 1 climax combo if you want to look into playing like the meta build. This is a pretty popular choice, as she just is a generally good card, and you can loop her with her climax, which is a gold bar. You can loop the combo fairly easily for back-to-back turns of combo, which for those of you guys who watch the channel a lot, you guys know that that is definitely my playstyle of playing the game. Just loop level 1 combo over and over again. Gotta love those shocked eyes with the the back and forth arrows. Yeah, I would let Yotsuba teach me snowboarding. I haven't snowboarded in so long. Okay, we have the level 3 clock shooter Yotsuba, another pretty decent off climax finisher if you're looking for it. Her ribbon as her event in the trial deck. We have the climax for her level 1 combo, Yotsuba being cheeky as ever, and the level 0 promo. Now, last but not least, we do have my personal favorite of the 5, Itsuki. Let's go ahead and run straight into that. Yeah, definitely the thing that I like most about Itsuki is just her earnestness, and she's just a very straightforward character most of the time. She likes to get things done her way, and I'm down for that. And of course, for the English translation, we do have earnest as her secondary trait, so like there we go. So let's get right into the Itsuki cards. Got some pretty nice moments from the anime and the card art on some of these cards. Here's Itsuki's version of quintuplets lined up. Funnily enough, another gold bag climax, but it just has a different background compared to the one in the Miku deck. And then Itsuki's secondary color is red, so moving on to some of her red cards. Level 0 Drop Salvager. This is definitely a card that can be used for your utility slots in your level 0 line. Itsuki's level 1 combo. This is another meta consideration that you can look into playing. This is a very solid level 1 combo, just lets you mill through the deck really quickly. Another part of my playstyle that I really like to do with my level 1 combos, just mill through the first deck very quickly. And of course, it being Itsuki, also another plus, so I get to play my favorite character if I were to build a meta build of quintuplets. Then we have the level 3. This is actually a card that has the same effect as some other cards that you might recognize if you're a player of the game, like the level 3 Lisbeth from Sword Art. I believe it's from Ordinal Scale, as well as the Cardcaptor Sakura trial deck, I believe, has this exact same effect, same set of effects as well. Unacceptable Reality, Itsuki's 2/2 trial deck event, that shocked face, she just cannot accept her Gate Climax, and lastly, her level 0 promo. So now, we have not seen the SP yet, so that does mean that it must be in one of these 2 foil packs. So let's go ahead and crack these open and see what we end up actually getting. So let's go ahead and open this up. So this first pack that I'm opening is the SRs. So these ones do not have any like textured foiling. They're just a solid foiling across. So we have the level 0 Ichika, level 3 Ichika, level 2 Nino, level 3 Nino, level 3 Miku, the Drop Searcher Miko. So looks like each one of the girls' SRs are these ones with the floral patterns, and then the second SR for each girl is one of the other cards from the trial deck. So the Yotsuba and her level 1 combo. And then lastly we have the Itsuki, level 3. And then looks like the SP is behind the last of the foils for this. So we do have the level 1 Itsuki, and I did sneak a little peek at the color. So it looks like we do have, for this quintessential set, an SP Miku. So definitely, from what I've seen, one of the most popular of the quintuplets. So definitely a really nice pull for this. And we can go ahead and open up the triple R's as well. First, let's quickly get a sleeve onto our beautiful Miku SP. Let's go ahead and get a good look at that. Hopefully you guys can see that. And we'll go ahead and quickly go through the triple R's before heading into the booster set itself. Okay. So for the triple R's, we do have the 1/1 Ichika counter. We're going to go ahead and put these up here, I think. The level 3 Ichika. So these ones, the triple R's, they do have textured foiling. If you guys can take a look at that. Ooh, actually, you know, now that I didn't actually get a good look at it, but this Ichika one with the snowflake foil pattern, this actually looks super nice. Wow. Okay, so we'll go ahead and put these right here. We have the Climax. Ah, yes, the Dutch Baby. Dutch Baby Triple R Climax. Ah, yeah. Yeah. Not a particularly distinct foil pattern, but I just love this Climax anyway, just because of this big fat Dutch Baby text. All right, we have the level 1 Nino, the level 3 Nino. And moving on to the Miku ones, we have the 2 level 1 Mikus, both the counter and the level 1. So I believe each of the counters actually does come triple R. So if you want to bling out your counter line, you can go ahead and get that done. We have the Miku Climax. For Yotsubas, we have her 1/0 counter and her level 3 Clock Shooter, as well as her Climax for her Climax combo. And then lastly for Itsuki, we have the level 0 Drop Salvage, level 1 counter, and of course her level 1 Climax. So a lot of really cool stuff out of a single quintessential set. You guys can definitely look into picking up multiple of these if you want to bling out your decks. There's definitely a lot of very playable cards out of this that you might want to pick up multiple copies of, like the level 1 combos, both the Yotsuba and the Itsuki one are the two that see the most play, as well as both of their climaxes as well. You can pick up the foil versions of those. But yeah, that concludes the Quintessential set. Now let's get right into opening the actual booster box itself. Alright guys, we're back with our 2 booster boxes of Quintessential Quintuplets, and now it's on to the main event. So let's see if we can pull something good. As far as the box ratios, again, you are guaranteed 5 double Rs per box, 1 or 2 double R plus, as well as 1 or 2 foils. And as far as the rares in this set, they have actually changed up the way the rares are packaged a bit in order to basically accommodate the double R plus being added into the highest rarity slots. So you are going to be seeing, there are going to be a couple packs where you get both a rare and a double R, so don't be alarmed by that. It is basically just to accommodate the double R plus being included. So hopefully we can pull some good stuff. The different foil rarities that you can get are SPs, which are character stamps. The Hanayome rares, which are beautiful, absolutely gorgeous alternate arts of some of the double Rs in the set. And then finally, of course, you have the SSPs, which are the SSP, the signed versions of the double R pluses. So hopefully we can pull something really nice out of these. We have a pretty low chance, but let's just go ahead and see what we can get. So starting off with box number 1. Okay, so as usual with our English boxes still, we do have 20 packs, and soon we will be going to the 16-pack format, but for now we're still on 20. And of course we have our box topper promo, and in the first box we did get the level 1 Itsuki. Let's go ahead and get into our first box. So jump right in. So let's go ahead and take a look at some of the cards first. I actually, looking through the card set, I don't think I ever really took note of this card when it was in, when it came out in JP, but I really like Miku's hair like this, in this one, without her headphones, funnily enough. Without her trademark headphones. Okay. So, the typical packs is going to be 4 commons, and then 2 uncommons after that, I believe. Yes, we have our 2 uncommons. And then our first rare of our first box, we have the level 3 Bouncer Yotsuba. And I believe this climax is for the Nino, actually. Funnily enough, featuring all 5 of them, but being a climax intended for the Nino combo. Okay. Alright. Next up, we have first our 4 commons. Oh, okay, so this one, for the packs that have the rare, the extra rare, in addition to the double R, you actually only get 3 commons. So I believe because I hit an uncommon on the 4th card, this pack actually should have a double R in it. Spoiler alert. Okay, we have a couple Ichikas. And then, okay, so here we have in the 6th slot our rare, we have the level 0 Nino, and then that means behind this should be a double R. And wow, this is really the Nino pack. So we hit our first double R of the box. We have the level 0 Nino, with the bride. They've got those wedding dresses on. I really, really like both of the double R arts for these cards, as well as both the Hanayome, all the Hanayome rares, because all the art for them, both the double R version and the rare versions, just look, or the double R version and the Hanayome rare versions, they just look so good. I really hope we pull one of those, just so you guys can take a look at how absolutely gorgeous the art is. Like, Hanayome rares, they're not even signed cards, but I just think because of how good the art is, they're just some of my favorite cards throughout this set. So, getting into pack number 3. Okay, funny thing about some of the cards with where they're acting as Yotsuba in that episode where they were all late for school. So this is the Miku one. So funny thing about these is that these cards actually all have an effect, a flavor effect, where they're treated as Yotsuba when you put them on the field, except for one, which hopefully we'll pull and I'll get to show you guys later. I'm actually going to put this off to the side because these are really, really funny and I want you guys to see these. So we'll go ahead and come back to those later. For our uncommons, and then our rare, we have a level 1 Miku, and the climax, we have the Ichika climax for her level 1 combo. So for the most part, it is pretty much just a flavor thing that they're treated as Yotsuba while they're on stage, but there are actually some Yotsuba cards where they require you to have only Yotsubas, and funnily enough, they actually work with these cards that are treated as Yotsuba on stage. So really, really funny. Personally, I do not endorse playing these in your Yotsuba waifu deck, but that is something that some people will try to argue that they should be allowed to do. So here we actually have the Itsuki one of the Operation Doppelganger, as it is called in the card text. Some of the other ones. We actually pulled the Ichika in the same pack. Oh, okay, we have the rare in the 6th slot, so this is going to be a double R pack. So we have level 0 Ichika. This is a really, really strong card if you want to play a mono Ichika waifu deck. So if you're looking at Ichika, definitely looking at playing this. And speaking of Yotsuba cards, we do have, for our second double R, we have the level 1 Yotsuba. It's a really neat profile that allows you to bounce back your other characters being attacked, so you can retain card advantage. It's not the first time we've seen an ability like this. In fact, if you guys have been watching our recent videos, we recently uploaded a Sword Art Online Alicization gameplay with 8 wins that used an effect pretty much the same as this Yotsuba. Definitely a very strong effect on the gameplay side. So, on to the next pack. Another one of the cards that has Futaro in his delinquent version, although this time he's just wearing a wig. Moving on to our uncommons. Okay, and then for our rare, we have a level 3 Miku early play. And for our climax, the level 3 climax for Itsuki. Alright, let's start moving a little bit faster so we can get to seeing if we pull any really good stuff. So we're going to go a little bit faster than we have the last few. Of course, if we do pull the extras of the Operation Doppelganger cards, we are going to pull those out because I do want to show those cards to you guys. They are some of my favorite cards. For our rare, we have the level 1 Nino, and then a Yotsuba Climax with Raiha. On to the next one. Okay. Futaro actually getting quite a few more cards than I think people thought that he was going to get. I feel like most people thought that he just wasn't going to get any cards, but he actually did get quite a few. Mostly cards that interact with a specific card out of the quintuplets. So I believe he has quite a few, maybe like 6 or 7. And then for our rare, we have the level 0 Yotsuba. This is definitely a utility card that you might want to look into, as she does have Ditch Climax Salvage, but she also just has that effect where you get to mill 2 for free, and then potentially just swing for +2 soul if you mill a Climax. Oh yeah, here we go. Here's the level 0 Futaro of the Operation Doppelganger set of cards. So the really funny thing about this one is that unlike the other ones where they are the quintuplets, obviously, and they can disguise as each other, Futaro, they went out of their way to give him flavor text, or not flavor text, but effect text that says this card's name is not regarded as Yotsuba. So definitely a really, really cheeky effect text that they decided to add onto that particular card to go with the flavor from the episode where he tries to sneak into class because he's late as well, wearing the same headband, but they're not having any of that. They're not letting him slide with that. Okay, so we actually did hit our third double R of the box. We have the level 3 Ichika, a very powerful finisher card. Not a healer, so This is the kind of card where you are kind of gonna want to go all out in the end game, but yeah, definitely a strong card and one of the considerations for the meta build level 3 climax. Oh, sorry, double R plus. That is actually a first double R plus of the box. My bad. All right, moving on to the next one. Okay, we do have our third double R of the box, the level 3 Itsuki. It's an early play and allows you to look through the top X cards of your deck. It's actually like super free because her early play condition requires you to have 4 cards already on the board. And the fact that it's a top check X basically means that when you're early playing this, you're always going to get to look at the maximum number of cards off the top of your deck. Very strong card. And of course, one of my favorites as it is an Itsuki card. Okay, moving right along. Okay, we have our next rare, this level 3 Itsuki. Allows you to grab a climax out of your waiting room by paying 1 stock. Useful if you are the kind of player that doesn't trust that you'll draw into your climax and is okay with paying a bit of extra stock in order to secure that climax for your endgame. Okay, we already pulled the Itsuki one of these. Then we have the level 1 Itsuki level assist. Card that you're mainly going to want to be running in Itsuki waifu, as she does have interaction with gate climaxes, whereas Itsuki is pretty much marketed as an 8-gate deck. Okay. And our next rare, level 1 Miku. Similarly to the level 1 Itsuki that we just pulled, this Miku is meant to be played basically in Miku waifu deck, or a deck that's just centered around Miku, as she has synergy with Pants Climaxes, which in the Miku deck you do want to be playing a lot of Pants Climaxes. Those are pretty much her best combos that you can play. Okay, next up. And we do have, for our rare for this pack, a level 3 Itsuki, or not Itsuki, Ichika. This card, top check burner, and also able to give extra soul to your characters. Actually synergizes very well with the Ichika double R plus, since the level 3 combo gives your character on cancel burn 2 burn 2. If you pump soul with this level 3 Ichika, you can make it easier for your opponent to cancel and potentially shoot some burn 2s into their face. Okay, on to the next one. Another rare, Yotsuba, that allows you to summon a cost 0 from your deck, commonly referred to as a summon Riki. If you're looking for some cards to help you plus during the early game, this is definitely one that you're going to want to look into, as this deck does not have just a straight up on-play like search Riki like some other sets. Okay, so we haven't hit any foils yet in this box, so hopefully we should be hitting some of those soon. Level 2 Yotsuba. Another assist, just like the Miku and Itsuki from earlier. Another assist that is basically meant to be played in the waifu deck. Has a strong interaction with the specific triggers that Yotsuba wants to run, which are gold bar climaxes. So we're looking at 5 packs left. We've only pulled 1 double R plus and 3 double Rs. So these last few packs might just have some ridiculous stuff inside them. All right. Let's run through the low rarity real quick. All right, so this one does have a rare in the 6th slot, level 1 Yotsuba. This is not a combo that sees too much play because a lot of people tend to go towards the level 1 from the trial deck, but it's definitely something that you can try out in your deck. I would say the main reason that people don't run this one as much is because, as I just mentioned, the Yotsuba deck typically wants to be running a lot of gold bar climaxes, and this one being a yellow climax combo does not go with a gold bar. And then we should have a double R right behind this. Ooh, another really, really strong double R card, the Ichika early play. This is a card that you're going to want to look out for a lot in your boxes if you're trying to look into playing Quints. because this is a very strong early play. And funnily enough, as far as our double Rs go, we've pulled one of each of the sisters so far. So maybe our last double R will be a Miku card. Okay. Let's run through these real quick. Memory counter for Yotsuba. As we've said a lot on the channel lately, memory kit counters we do think are quite relevant right now, so definitely look into potentially playing this counter. Wow, a lot of counters. We got we got the Yotsuba counter as well as double Miku counter on this one. And another counter, we have the level 2 Nino. So funny thing about this set is that because from a set design perspective, they wanted to make sure that if you wanted to play waifu decks, that you were not missing out on a lot of the other profiles that the other characters had access to. So every single one of the quintuplets has their own anti-change counter in this set. And so we have the Nino one here, and then each of the other girls has their own as well. All right, we're getting on to the last few packs of this one. So with only one double R plus, we might hit another one. We still need one double R, and we still need to see foils. So let's... Oh, I see a foil. I can see it. Spoiler warning. All right, here we go. Okay, let's go ahead and put the climax right there. And is this going to be... What is this going to be, guys? An SR, a triple R, a Hanayome rare, an SP? What do we got? We have just an SR. The level 0 Yotsuba. And this is one of the rares that we pulled earlier, the Mill 2 and Ditch Climax Salvage. So first for a rare, we'll put that there. All right, there's still hope for a second foil though, so maybe we still hit an SP or Hanayome rare. So it's either we're gonna hit 2 foils or we're gonna hit 2 double R plus, and I think you guys want to see. I think you guys want to see an SP or something coming out of this last 2 packs. So let's get hype. What do we got? This looks like it's just the last double R, maybe? No, this is actually just a rare. Okay, so level 3 Nino. This is a card that in the Nino deck you want to be putting on the field, as she has synergy with restanding cards, and pretty much all of Nino's endgames are restand based, so has some good synergy there. And getting into the last pack of the box. So taking a quick peek. And this is a rare plus double R pack, it looks like. So unfortunately, only one foil in this box. But we do have the level 1 Ichika that gains Twin Drive and 2k if all of your characters are Ichikas. And our last double R is level 0 Miku. So we actually did end up getting one of each of the quintuplets as our double Rs. And for the last double R, we do have... This is a On Death Salvage Ricky. Pretty useful plussing profile if you're looking for pluses. But yeah. So we did only end up pulling 1 double R plus and 1 foil out of this box. But hopefully out of the second box we can pull even better. Alright guys, box number 2. So only 1 double R plus and only 1 foil out of the first box, but we're back and hopefully we can get really lucky on this second box and pull something great. Alright, so just like the first box, we do have our 20 packs. And for our box topper, we did pull Ichika this time. So it's the Ichika promo. Each of the 5 girls has 1 promo that you can pull. And as far as today's promos go, we did get the Itsuki and Ichika. All right, let's get started. Box number 2. Hoping to pull something great. Okay, first pack. For our commons and uncommons. And for our first rare of the box, we did pull the Itsuki anti-change counter. So as I mentioned earlier, each of the girls has an anti-change counter, and this is Itsuki. Funnily enough, Itsuki and Miku's anti-change counters both have the exact same card text. So if you want to run a waifu deck, you just run whichever waifu deck you're running. But if you want to run a mixed deck, you can just pick whichever of the two you prefer. Okay. Yeah, here it is. In the uncommon slot, we do have the Miku with the exact same effect as the Itsuki. And for our rare, we do have a level 2 Ichika. Gets a lot of power when attacking level 3s, so if getting opponent's level 3s off the board is your priority, you can look into playing this card. Okay. We have the level 0 Ichika with an on-death effect that allows you to potentially +2. It's a pretty popular ability profile. Maybe not with that as its only effect, but if you're just looking to just get +2 cards, then this might be the card for you. Okay. Moving along. Oh, we did hit a rare in our 6th slot, so that means there is a double R behind this one. So we have a level 3 Miku, makes it so one of your characters cannot be countered. And for our double R, we have level 0 Yotsuba. This is not one that we pulled already. This is a Search Brainstorm. So for the Brainstorm slots for the meta deck, you have option between the level 0 Nino that we pulled earlier, if you want Salvage, or the level 0 Yotsuba if you want Search. Okay. Right along. Another rare into double R pack, it looks like. We have level 0 Itsuki. This has the same effect as the trial deck Toka from Data Live, if you guys are familiar with Data Live. Very strong pair of abilities, and this is definitely a utility card that you can look into playing in your decks. And for the double R, we pulled the level 0 Itsuki, another double R that we haven't pulled yet. Definitely one of my favorite cards. She has that Fukujiro effect, allowing you to discard a card, look at up to 4 cards from the top of your deck, grab a level 1 or higher. But she's also a level 0 reverser, so even though her power is a bit low, she can trade into your opponent's character as well, and then use her on death effect in order to get that utility off the Fukujiro effect. Very strong card. And it's also one that, in the Itsuki waifu deck, you actually use this card for a lot of other things, like discarding it for effects and things like that. So it's definitely a centerpiece if you're looking to play an Itsuki waifu deck. There are the Yotsuba anti-change counter. And then for our rare, the level 3 Nino, an early play healer if you have 2 or less climaxes. Okay, next up. Oh, rare into double R, it looks like. We have a level 1 Yotsuba anti-change bomb, and underneath that, we have the Miku double R that we pulled before. So unfortunately, not going to be able to get all 10 double Rs out of 2 boxes, but hopefully we can pull some of the couple of the other ones that we haven't pulled yet, so we can show you guys all of the double Rs in the set. Okay. We have the level 3 Nino finisher, allowing her to restand. Earlier, as we mentioned, the Nino endgame is pretty much centered around restanding, especially in combination with her level 3 support. So this is pretty much the main finisher that you will probably be playing if you're playing a Nino-based deck. Oh, shoot. This is... This is double R plus, my bad. All right. Okay, so yeah, definitely the finisher of choice if you're looking into playing the Nino deck. And then we have Itsuki level 0 Brainstorm. Another card that is pretty much specifically played for the waifu deck, as she does have the Brainstorm ability that only hits gate climaxes. Okay. And another rare Brainstorm that is specific to pretty much that deck. We have the Miku, who only hits Pants climaxes. So I think it was a really nice design choice on their part, as they did want to give equality between all 5 of the quintuplets. In addition to giving each of them profiles like anti-change backups, they did actually give each one of them their own brainstorm. Even though the Yotsuba one and the Nino one are like very general, you can use them in any deck, they didn't leave the other girls out by giving them each their own brainstorm as well. Okay, we have a rare level 0 Ichika. Funnily enough, her specific brainstorm that is intended to be played in her waifu deck, as she only hits choice climaxes. And for our double R, we do have the level 1 Miku combo. Allows you to either search or salvage her specific event, which is the headphones event we did pull earlier. And then utilizing this event in combination with other cards is pretty much a central part of the Miku strategy. Okay, on to the next one. And we have a level 1 Itsuki Reverser. Also gains Twin Drive if you played a gate climax that turn. So allowing you to pay out gates on the fly if you trigger them. Get your card advantage and then clean out your stock at the same time. Okay, and then we have the Itsuki level 3 that we already pulled. Honestly, I'm not sure if I've just been like not paying attention or I just haven't seen the Nino one, but I'll have to go ahead and look back at that later. Okay. Level 0, this level 0 Nino, despite being an uncommon, is a very, very strong card if you want to run a Nino deck. She has basically a similar on-death utility effect to the Itsuki, but it's specific to the Nino deck. Level 1 Itsuki support. So still haven't seen any foils in this box, and we're still missing 1 double R. Okay. Okay, Miku SSP. Holy moly. So in addition to the Miku, oh my god, I just need to get a sleeve on that. Holy moly. This is truly the stream of Miku, or the video of Miku. We pulled the Miku out of our Quintessential Set, and we have the SSP Miku out of our booster box. Let's go! Oh, just look at it. Oh, the colored sign as well. Oh my god, these look so nice. Alright, super happy about this box. Oh my god. Unbelievable. Miku fans, where are you at? Let's get some Miku hype in the chat, or in the comment section. Been too used to streaming lately. All right, and then for our last double R of the box, we have the early play Ichika, which we pulled in the first box. So 2 dupes. Unfortunately, weren't able to pull the last 2 double Rs, but oh my god, just look at this. Look at this Miku. Let's just quickly run through the last few packs. I actually think it's possible to pull double foil, so let's take a look and see if we pull another one. We have the Miku Assist. Okay. The Ichika on play Top Check Burn. Oh, okay, cool. We do get 2 foils. So our second foil for the box is this level 1 Miku. Okay. Definitely a pretty good level 1 beater and utility card that you could choose to play in Nino, in Miku, although she is green, not the most prominent color in Miku decks usually, but if you can find enough green to fit this into your deck, definitely a card that you can look into playing. And then for our last pack, and we do have the level 2 Yotsuba support. Did I just not pull Did I not pull the Nino? Am I crazy? All right, well, I guess we'll just edit this last section in where we have the fifth card for this set, because I do want to show that to you guys. But let's go ahead and do a quick recap of the stuff we pulled. All right, guys, we're back, and I actually found out that the reason that we didn't pull the Nino level 0 is because it actually is a rare compared to all the other ones, which are lower rarity cards, commons and uncommons. So we do have the Nino here, so you guys can just get a quick look at these cards before we run into our recap of the stuff that we pulled today. Very, very funny set of cards. Some of my favorite cards in the set, for sure. All right, now let's get into the recap real quick. So out of our first box, we pulled the Ichika level 3 RR Plus. And then for our RRs, we actually pulled one of each of the 5 quintuplets. For our RRs, we got the level 0 Nino Brainstorm, the level 1 Yotsuba, level 3 Itsuki Early Play, the Ichika Early Play, and the Miku On Death Salvage Riki. And then for our second box, we got the Nino level 3 Restander. And then for the new ones that we did not get from the first box, we got the Yotsuba, Itsuki, and Miku. And then we got duplicates of the Miku and Ichika. However, we did pull out some of the cards that we did not pull, so you guys can take a look at these. So we have, for the second Nino RR, each of the girls gets 2 RRs. So for the second Nino one, we have the level 0 Center Runner. And then for the second Ichika one, we have her level 1 Climax combo. So with that, we have all 10 of our RRs here. And then, of course, we have the rest of the RR pluses. We have the level 3 Miku, a very popular finisher option as well, with her ability to mess with your opponent's deck a lot. The level 3 Itsuki, allowing you to shuffle cards back into your opponent's deck and burn them for damage. Also, look at her eating that corn dog. She's so cute. And then the level 3 Yotsuba, a card that you can actually put onto the board at level 2 and then just try to shut out your opponent from dealing any further damage to you. It's a super annoying card if you can get the full setup rolling. And then, of course, we have to talk about our foils. So for our regular foils in the boxes, we did pull the level 0 Yotsuba and level 1 Miku. But today truly was the day of Miku. We pulled both the Quintessential Set SP, level 3 Miku, as well as the SSP Miku from our second box. Oh my god. Whew, they just look so good. Oh my god. The blue and the gold especially look really, really nice on this card. So yeah, this concludes our product opening for Quintessential Quintuplets. Hope you guys enjoyed. Go ahead and let us know down in the comments as well. I know we've told you guys down in the comments to say a lot of different things, but if you're still here at the end of the video, be sure to let us know what you guys pulled out of your product. If you guys opened some yourself, what SPs did you get out of your Quintessential sets? Did you guys get any SPs, Hanayome rares, or even SSPs yourself? And until next time, this has been Shizukatz on the Tresses Collectibles channel, and we will see you in the next one. See ya!